Well, hello friends, Fujosevic here. Welcome back to some Hearthstone as we continue our Dragon Priest climb this season, at least to rank 10. Well, rank 10 is almost guaranteed. It's very early in the season, but we're going for rank 5 and probably beyond. Oh, wow. And it looks like we've run into a very, very interesting... very interesting little bit of a control warrior who has Barnes in their deck. That's not at all a concern for me. I think what I want to do is pain this one down. And then we're going to Talon Priest and get rid of the Garrosh, just in case silly things happen. And we don't mind about some early game armor that we give to our opponent. We're expecting this one is going to go, I don't want to say to fatigue, but I think this game's going to go a little bit long, just in the sense that if this is Control Warrior versus Priest matchup, historically, it does go quite long. Oh, baby. We want to mill, I think. I think we want to mill. Like, as silly as that is, I think we just kind of want to pump up the... Like, I'm really tempted to Potion of Madness. Like, we'll gain armor, and then we will mill our opponent. Well, we don't really actually mill anything extra. We don't need to waste the Potion of Mana. Potion of Madness, yeah, Potion of Mana. I just like the... although our opponent is low right now, so there is actually an argument for using the Shadow Word Pain. But then the other argument is, let our opponent kind of mill themselves, but if we give them more resources, it becomes worse for us in the long run. So I think we will just kill off our opponent this way. And then, you know, we're out of Shadow Word Pains, which is actually a scary position to be in early on in the game. Especially if this is going to be Control Warrior, they will have some big taunts probably coming down with low attack that we would prefer to be killing. Wow. This is a really classic style of control. Having the Karen in here. We can Potion of Madness now and heal. And then kill off the Garrosh. Well, the first half, yeah, the kill off the first half of the Karen. So if this is N'Zoth, how do we deal with that? We're gonna have to have Dragonfire Potion standing by for after N'Zoth. That's probably why then the Barnes and the Death Rattles are in here. So that's pretty scary. I really wish we would have been able to have gotten the Dragon Chain going earlier. I feel like we do want to leverage the coin at some point here. Draco P, there we go. Now we're kind of going here. Strike. I think, yeah, we'll just go for the clear here. Or the kill, I should say, not the clear. So now we're going to be able to at least get one Draco P going, get a little bit more insight into what our opponent's deck is doing. Obviously, if we do see a N'Zoth, though, we're not going to take it simply because what would be the point? Oh, wow. So this is almost... Yeah, so we called the N'Zoth deck a while ago. If we had Cabal Shadow Priest, that would be the best card for us to grab, but that's okay. Secret Agents coming through indeed. Oh, I think I love Fiery War Axe right now. Fiery War Axe really helps us out. The issue is, of course, we're just going to get shield slammed down, but that's potentially okay because we do have a bunch more dragon draws that we will have. Or at least that we can have. So I think the key to winning this is going, for us, is going to be the fact that we're going to need... Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but we can still trade with it, right? Slam into AoEs? Into Ravaging Ghoul, perhaps? Oh. Order is weird. Oh, okay, that's fine then. That's fine then. It makes more sense. I definitely want some Netherspite Historian action going on right now. This is unfortunate. But I think we will take a card draw now. Because we're going to be able to throw our pack back into our deck. No, we're not going to do it there. We are going to do this. This is going to go face. And then the question is, do we want... Yeah, we want our opponent to have to play some sort of removal. We want our opponent to have to play removal in order to get rid of our Elise here. Like either use one of their shield slams, or figure it out some other way. maybe use their last execute. That would be great, I think, for us. This nice and early. We kind of get a trade and we get to say goodbye to our last execute. Oh, Garrosh. I was like, oh wait, are we dead? I just realized, wait, are we actually dead here? No, we're not dead. We're scared. We're definitely scared. Don't get me wrong. Like, this is a terrifying position to be in. But at the same time, it's kind of an okay position to be in. Do we want to heal face? Like, this has to die here. And now literally the question is, who are we healing? Our opponent has played, what did they play for AoE? It was a whirlwind. So maybe they have another one, so maybe this goes. What's the breakpoint between 8 and 10? Yeah, unfortunately, I have to do it that way. That was a really good top deck, actually. Whoops, stop playing with the pen. That was a really good top deck of Priest of the Feast in order to heal us up a little bit. Yeah, this is one of those ones where... Oh, gross. If we have 2, we have 50% chance to do well. That's okay. That's a nice 5-1. Our opponent has a big minion in their deck right now, don't get me wrong. But not the end of the world. What are the chances of getting a pack? We're all out of Shadow or Death, right? Do we have space for it? This goes down to 6. We play this 5 and into 4. I like that. Oh, brutal. Come on, Shadow Visions. There we go. We're down to 6. Let's do it. 5. We'll add 5. Golden Legendary. Oh, another Elise. That's not bad. And another Elemental. But you know what? I think we're going to take the... deal 1 damage to each hero. I can't afford to take that right now. Yeah, we're going to take the nice, big health, buffed up, taunting, golden nesting. Whoa, was that all golden? Oh, this is potentially brutal, but I think we're actually super okay with this. Like, this is completely a world that I don't mind living in right now. Okay, wait. We can do this so cool. We can do something so cool. We're gonna steal this one, and then slam down the Dragonfire Potion. So wait, how do we do this? So this is gonna be 2. Okay, so 4 plus 2 is move. Stop wondering. So 4 plus 2 is gonna go into the 3/6. Our opponent's gonna have a lot of big minions in their deck. Don't get me wrong, right? And I think we still have the math. Wait, let's do this one for free. Yeah, let's do this for free. Let's do this. Yeah, this for not cheap. Now this has to go. Then we trade off into the first half of Cairn. Then we go hit him with, wait. Deal 5 damage to all minions except dragons, so we can actually heal up first. And then we will Dragonfire Potion. So we get the 5/5, plus we have our 4/1 with Taunt. And our opponent's kind of out of cards and played one of their Acolytes of Pain. So they won't be able to draw too much, or at least too quickly on us right now. And then this is cool. Yes, we're ahead on fatigue, but I don't think fatigue is going to be a huge issue this game. Uh-oh. A slam, yeah, slam for draw. Draw last. I love it. The issue is, of course, our opponent can play a huge minions that they have. Okay. Executing. That could just be a big issue, though. We don't have the space, so we're going to play off a whole bunch of things. I think we're just going to heal face a little here. We have 8/8 on board. Obviously, if our opponent has some big finisher like a Ysera, which wouldn't work in an Azoth control warrior, which is actually really cool to see this deck on ladder, because it's not very popular. It loses to, I would imagine, to Jade Druid, just because most control decks lose to Jade Druid unless you have a very fast start. Which is something, you know, we've talked about. I know I've talked about in my videos in the past when I have played Jade Druid with this deck. Where, I mean, if we hit our mid-game curve of early game of Netherspite Historians into multiple Draco Ps, that's how we can kind of build up enough momentum to really overpower the Jade Druids, who kind of win the control matchups in most cases. Except, of course, against the Burn Mages. And maybe our opponent's just AFKing, or maybe, I don't know how much you really think about one card. Like, do I play it or do I not play it? what is your win condition, you know, like what is your actual win condition when you're going up against, you don't have much, you know, your opponent doesn't have a lot of health left, but okay, so that was, maybe, who knows, maybe they got a little frustrated and then thought, oh, maybe we can actually play this. That's okay. I don't mind that. That's fine. They'll have a harder time activating this, I think. Hey, we can finally get some Drac OP action going, which is cool. Oh, Yogg. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. I don't want Yogg. I don't want Yogg in my life. That's actually pretty good, because you get the first half of the Taunter up. We'll be able to punch face a whole bunch. Hopefully our opponent does not have a second brawl anytime soon. It's possible. They did play their first one, so, you know, chances are going up and up every single time. So they win it every time because of Devilsaur Egg. But we do have another Cabal Shadow Priest in our deck, so we can just steal that. And at that point, I think that would kind of end the game. But I think that would be okay. And then if it does happen, actually, I think we can just flood the board. We'll go 2, 3, 8, 9. Oh, wait. That's too much mana then. 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 for healing face. Oh, there we go. This is very good news for us now. We just take a 1 damage here. No, we'll take the one, are executes both gone? Yeah, both executes are gone, so we are just going to attack like this. Do we want to commit to this board? I don't think we want to commit to this board. It's still not lethal next turn, unless we really empty our hand, so I don't want to do that. Just because at this point I feel like I don't want to say we've solidified the win, but, you know, because there's, trust me, I've blown worse games, I'm sure. But, oh, that's going to be annoying, but cute, but annoying. Do we still have lethal with... Do we have lethal now with the Primordial Drake? 2 plus 3, we'll be able to get 8 through... Okay, let's discover something first. Alex would be nice. Do we try and keep everything alive? Yeah, sure, why not? Get a little extra face damage in there. Not that I'm expecting too much of a hard time at this point, but, you know, you just want to make sure, even when you have the game kind of solidified, I feel like I still need to practice making the appropriate plays whenever I can. So, that's okay if we take an extra second there to make sure we do our play. Oh boy. Okay. Here we go. Double a minion's attack. One of mine would be nice. Oh, up to 2. Oh, brutal. Brutal. Okay, that's why we didn't commit too much, right? Like, we still have our Taunter up. Mortal Strike. Deal it to one of these guys would be great. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, very, very good. Good work, Yogg. You definitely cut yourself short, and I dig it. Do we just go package now, or no? No, definitely not. I think we're just going to go for a moderate... Kind of like a moderate half measure here. We have lethal for next turn. This is 8, 9, 10, 11, so our opponent heals up to 9. They can't punch through the Primordial Drake, although there still might be more shenanigans. We've seen a N'Zoth, we've seen one Yogg. There could be a brawl. I mean, honestly, there could be a brawl, and we do have things like Alex to be able to help us survive it. That's okay. Choosing death is a-okay. That was a pretty good game. I enjoyed that a lot, actually. That was a fun control game. You don't see control warrior versus priest very often anymore. Unfortunately. Okay, so we find ourselves in the middle of or the very beginning, I should say, of a dragon priest versus shaman matchup. We've seen nothing from our priest, and still we decided to throw out our Curious Glimmer Root. And we have to guess which one of these 3 cards is in our opponent's deck. And to be perfectly honest with you, I would guess all 3. I think Fire Ellie's going to be the safe pick, though. It was Hot Spring? Wow. So there's no Aya and no Fire Elemental in our... That is incredible. If our opponent knew our choices, they might not be quite as mean about it, but that's okay. I think I am going to go Talon Priest here just to continue to build a little bit of a board because I'm a little concerned about our opponent's deck. I will now assume that we are going up against a Control Shaman, and if that is the case, we could be in really, really big trouble if they do hit some big Ancestral Spirits and things like that, as the Control Shamans do tend to do. All we've seen from our opponent is a Farsight and a couple Hero Powers, so we might get hit with... Oh. We can't do anything about this. We're just going to go ahead and punch and punch. This has now become a very, very weird... I'll call it just a weird matchup. I don't know if I really want to call it a strange matchup. Oh, sound is kind of weird right now, but that's okay. Yeah, we're still on default speakers. Okay, so this is a kind of a neat card in a deck that I thought was going to be a control deck. So now it's going to be interesting to see if we get all aggro, or if we get, yeah, bluegill type of shenanigans. Wow, that's going to be really bad for us. Buffs or something else going on there. Wow. We could be in real trouble. Although I think oh, baby. Oh, that's really aggressive. Okay, we actually have, we got a real chance to do some work now. Okay. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to elemental here. We are going to elemental to reduce the cost of all of these things. We are going to pain, but the question is, are we going to need 2 pains? I think we are going to need 2 pains. So we're not going to go ahead and play out Priest of the Feast as much as I wanted to. We are then going to go ahead and Power Word Shield this one, because we still want to hang on to our Elise afterwards. Oh, Cabal's going to be a nice card for next turn. We'll take out one of these Aloof Nevadars. We'll take out this one. Then what we're going to do is we will Potion of Madness this way. And then we are going to Shadow Word Pain. And then we're going to heal up our big guy. So we used a whole bunch of resources there, don't get me wrong. But I still feel like because we're going to be able to pull off a robbery next turn with the Cabal, I think we'll be okay. And if our opponent does start slamming down big things, that's Volcano, that's okay. The worst would be Jade Claws right now. Oh, that's okay. We're just literally going to steal that. I have no problem simply stealing that card. Because I think at the end of the day, it's going to be enough. Oh, oops, I keep thinking this is 5 mana. If Cabal Shadow Priest was 5 mana, I think it would be OP. But I guess this is okay the way it is. I don't even know what to consider this. I guess this would be then Water Shaman, if they're willing to give up that quickly. If it's just like a real aggro Shaman that didn't hit too much, and then we were able to shut down their big offense that they thought they were going to have. Oh, well, they didn't. Okay, so we found ourselves going up against what I am going to assume is yet another aggro-style Shaman. I guess maybe aggro's in right now. I do kind of want to Shadow Word Pain this. Or do we have to? I don't think we actually have to right now, so we're not going to. So the issue was, obviously, if we get hit with a Flame Tongue Totem, we're in very bad shape. But since that doesn't seem to be what, Flame Tongue right now doesn't... I mean, it's bad for us, but it's not the end of the world, really. So I think we're going to go ahead and play this way. We don't want to overextend ourselves. This is obviously not a great thing right now for us. But I think we still can kind of... I think we're going to give up our last heal here. And we're going to play the Talon Priest. Although we can just get absolutely burnt out right now if we do that. I feel like we need to Shadow Word Pain this down, but then we also need to develop a little bit of a board, so I'm not sure what's better. I do wish to live. I don't know about forever, and we will take out the Murloc there, actually, just to make sure that there's no Murloc shenanigans. But because there was a coin earlier, our opponent is stuck at 2 mana. So there can still be things that will be good for them. But it looks like we might be able to kind of start trading off this board, and then we've preserved our Shadow Word Pain, which I think is going to be... Oh, patches time? Okay, so this is definitely an aggro. There's no doubt anymore about what's going on here with our opponent. Very aggro. So now we just have questions of like, what do we want to do? Do we want to preserve the Priest of the Feast for later? Do we want to look for maybe a Potion of Madness? Yeah, I think that Potion of Madness is going to be the best thing for us right now, because this is going to help us preserve, against our opponent getting too big of a board. Because if this is a very aggro-y, tokeny Shaman deck, what they're looking to do... Oh, that's a bad thing. That's a bad thing that they're looking to do. Is they're looking to build up a big board and then hit us with a Bloodlust, which we obviously, we don't want. Surprise, surprise. I'm very tempted to do this to activate our Drac OP. Into another Draco P, you say? I don't mind if I do. I'm going to hang on to Shadow Word Pain here and just heal. This is, I mean, these are all awkward trades, so like our opponent probably won't want to trade off with the Nether Spite Historian. And maybe, honestly, playing the Draco P for tempo would have been a lot better. But I feel like this is like the one greedy play that we can afford to make right now. And then we'll be kind of in okay shape moving forward. I wouldn't even mind top decking Dragonfire Potion right now. It resets the board. And that's okay. And then we kind of have... I need to make... I know, I don't have... Okay, yeah. I feel like we need to do that. So I feel like I need to make a shoe gif or something. Just have like a little animation right over here. Whenever I call these ridiculous top decks that I sometimes get. Yeah, that's okay. That's honestly not even the end of the world, because we're able to Shadow Word Pain that right now. It just cycles for 3 mana, which really at the end of the day is not good. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with my opponent playing not good things. We do also have the option of Lyra, but I'm going to hang on. I'm going to hang off on that Lyra play. Evolve D. Oh, okay. Token into Evolves. The issue is if our opponent doppelgangsters, like, devolve isn't even that good because they just go back to 6, or they go back to 5s. Maybe we take our own doppelgangster just to try and flood here a little. Like, now we can kind of just play a doppelgangster next turn, even though, like, it's not that strong and our opponent probably has AoE. That's good to know. So this is a aggro-y, token-y evolve deck, which they kind of... It's interesting how these decks are kind of blurring the lines about what is a certain style of deck now versus like, oh, I was like, wait, what's going on? They're just going to really like play all these things? That's okay. So now we definitely need, let's call it top deck. Shadow Word Pain. No, I'm joking. Oh, it's our last one. We can't afford to do that, unfortunately. I can Shadow Word Death right now, though. Should I play out Lyra? I totally think I should. Or I can Shadow Word Death into Doppelgangster, which would be kind of cool as well. I guess maybe if I'd taken Evolve, I could have done that, right? 4-3? Or do I want to go Lyra now? Like, if our opponent doesn't have a removal, Lyra's just going to be ridiculous, right? But they could just devolve. We know our opponent has devolved, so maybe we don't want to commit too much. But I mean, all we need is one good card, really, and then we're kind of set. And we're going to get hit with it. It's still a 4-drop. So that's okay. And we can get something awesome here, I hope. Shadow Visions honestly isn't the worst thing in the world, but we do need to preserve our Dragonfire Potion for after our opponent does their Doppelgangster Evolve combo. And it's really, really too bad that we weren't able to kill this off earlier. So, we'll see. We'll see how things go now. Oh, Toteming first. Going for that Jade Lightning. That's okay. That's actually scary, the 4 attack. That's also kind of scary. Just trying to build up a big board. Oh, that's really unfortunate for us, isn't it? That is actually really unfortunate. What do we want to top deck the most? I don't know, but we're probably just attacking in here. Oh, Power Word Shield is actually a great thing to top deck, isn't it? Do we want to develop a Priest of the Feast now is the question. Because then we can go 4, 6, 7... maybe 8, 9. Like, we have to attack here. Almost not every time. We would Cabal it, right? Yeah, let's just do this. We might develop something else instead. Oh, that's not the worst thing in the world, is it? We're going to steal that one, probably. Probably most likely. So I think we attack in here. 5. Oh. That's awesome that he has that cool yell. Okay, so yeah, I think we attack in here. We are gonna Potion of Madness this. Ooh, Mass Dispel's kind of a funky choice for us right now. I think we're just gonna kill this off. As much as this does line up for the health right now. Let's get one more card while we have the chance. Oh, that's a good one. Death, Pain, Madness. We need a Death. We need to play this one. As much as I would love to continue cycling cards, I do just need something powerful on board right now. And I mean, it's only 5, so if it gets devolved, you know, it's really not that good of a turn. But I still think this is okay because we have now a reasonably sized board. And we do have Mass Dispel in the event that that sort of thing matters. We're definitely expecting Lyra to die here because we didn't heal it up. And I mean, there's going to be hexes and evolves in our opponent's deck, so we kind of expect that stuff to happen too. Oh, spell power is also terrifying. That's also a terrifying way to lose. Yeah, that's not the greatest thing. Firefly. Yeah, I kind of want to burn this board out, but maybe I don't. Cabal on what, though? I think we need a better Cabal. To be honest with you, I want a way better Cabal than that. How do we do this? We can heal to 5, then attack in there. Maybe we do play. I mean, our opponents played 2 Maelstrom Portals, right? Like, they could run Lightning Storm as well, which would just absolutely wipe the Doppelgangsters, but they're going to play it at some point, right? Do we need to heal to full now? And also, what else can we get that would actually be good? I don't know. Let's see what's in our opponent's hand. That might tell us something. They do have the Evolve. That's kind of terrifying, right? So we want to remove as many things as possible. So we're going to go and attack here. 1 drop, 1 drop. All 1 drops. I guess we steal the 1-2. 6, 4. Yeah, here we go. Now we evolve. Oh, that was a pretty bad evolve. All things considered, that was pretty bad. But that's okay. We hit the first evolve. Oh, boy. And maybe the last. That's pretty scary. Although, maybe I should have kept the evolve for my own Doppelgangster, but I guess it's good that we did it here now. Double evolve? Double evolve's not the end of the world, because we can do this sort of thing. Oh, we can probably clear. Oh, we can clear for sure. We can even go face while we clear here. Look at this. 7. This dies, this dies, this dies. Dies. So we just need 2 damages here. A couple damage here. This gets to go face. Dragonfire potion. Free dragon, please. Oh my. That's a good dragon. This is a really... You know what? I think I am going to take Primordial Drake, because we already have 1 dragon. And the thing is, I want to play Draco P, and then we'll probably be able to simply throw out the Primordial Drake afterwards, if that makes sense. Like, we're not going to have to... I don't want to have to worry... I don't have to wait for another dragon activator when we know our deck doesn't really have that many. So if we get this 1 dragon activated, I think we'll be very happy. We know we can't steal another Evolve for Doppelgangster, but that's okay. We basically just took away our opponent's major win condition. They do have a bunch of discovered cards, actually. What was that from? Well, let's see what they would have had. What did they go to? They had, they had a couple decent. They had Rathian. They had Eater of Secrets is bad. The Beast is bad. Kindly Grandmother's good. Then Kindly Grandmother went to something that... Yeah, but just the issue is we had so many things. We had so many ways... Because we already had our board developed, we were able to take out all of their... Even their high health minions. In a couple of their 7 drops weren't that, like, great in terms of raw stats. Well, maybe our opponent's just AFKing out of this game, which is fine. Like, their 7-drop Valen we were able to trade into easily. Their Ancient of War we were able to trade in easily. Then, whatever the Mage Legendary is, we were able to trade into easily as well. I think our opponent might be AFKing out of this game, and that's okay with me. Because I like wins. Bloodlust, yeah, we'll take a king. Yeah, we know our opponent left. Okay, that's going to be it for this video. I might edit some of that mumbling out that I did there at the last turn. Thanks for hanging out with me, everyone. I hope you're enjoying these videos. I'm enjoying getting a little bit more diversity in our opponents in this video. I know I've run into a lot of rogues, and to be honest with you, I just tend to get crushed, so I don't tend to like bother sharing those videos, because there's no point, because I try and learn something and take something away for some of these videos. If nothing else, just crazy discoveries that we get from Lyra and from Elise. Thanks for hanging out with me, everyone. That's it for me. Keep your stick on the ice.